doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
Oh man. All right. Let me know when we're good and I'm ready to rock and roll. Oh man. Antt Beatz is in the building, man. How are you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing good, man. You know, just working.
You're looking good, man. You look
Man,
happy,
appreciate
bro.
it, my guy,
Yeah,
man.
you look happy. You look like chilling, like
Yeah.
good vibes, bro.
I'm very happy, man.
You are one of the most prolific producers from Detroit. You've done a lot, man. Like
Appreciate that.
crazy amount. Helluva was telling me to have you on multiple times. I was trying to make it happen, waiting for the
Yeah.
right time. I feel like this is the right time. Yeah. If anything goes wrong with your phone, and I mean anything, whether it cracks, breaks, or you need something replaced, go to iFix Detroit. They are a phone repair store. They also offer prepaid services. Not only do they offer repairs, but they are a fully equipped electronics store. They offer prepaid plans, and they are a bill payment center. You can get to iFix Detroit Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. They're located at 16401 East Warren Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. iFix Detroit for all your phone repair services and more. Let's get into the background of Antt Beatz first before we get into the historicalness of a lot of the things you've accomplished, man. You're from Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from Detroit. From the west side, actually.
From the west side.
Everybody think I'm from the east side.
How does that come together where people think you're from the east side?
Because, like, a lot of the artists that I locked in with, like, in the beginning stages of my my turn up, or, like, you know, they was all from the east side. Like, starting with Vezzo, and that came along with Team Eastside and the Green Guys. We used to all record. They used to drive to the west side every day to come record at my mama's house.
So it's mostly because of the artists you're
Finkel and
working
Dexter.
with. Like, it's the artist that you're working with kind of represents what side people possibly think you're from, right?
Right. So they just automatically just assume, like, oh yeah, this nigga from the east.
Yeah, man. How far does your music career go back to, producer-wise? Like, what do you remember? What year you kind of established yourself or began mixing?
Making beats. All right, making beats. Go all the way back to like 03. Yeah, I actually got my uncle here. He like my uncle that's closest to my age. He used to be like in the marching band and shit. And he used to make beats back in the day. He used to make over all the shit that was on radio, and that shit just made me want to make beats. And I had made my first beat when I was like 13. Now I started establishing myself as a producer, probably like 17 going to 18. Then I started building a solid name for myself, like 19, 20.
Right on.
Yeah.
So you said 2003?
Yep, 2003.
That's when you, on the amateur level, were breaking into it. And then you started probably like, 2010 started like really punching in more?
Yeah.
Getting in the professional side of it?
Yeah, I just started building with artists and stuff like that, yeah.
Can you bring that microphone a little closer to yourself?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, where do we start, man? You got someone. Well, let's start from the beginning of the career. Some of the artists that you got to walk along with. Are you good?
Before we get into it, I definitely feel like we could do a little more.
I was gonna adjust your mic real quick.
Okay. My guy, Mustard. He used to be doing these DVDs back in the day. He brought Vez to me as young Vez. So he brought him. I played some beats for him, and he was like, "Man, hey man, no homo, bro. Where you been at all my life?" We had just been locked in like ever since, and we just making classics. Man, we was at the Greenfield Plaza at first, and then I had to get up out of there. And I just went back to the crib, went back to my roots, set my studio up in my bedroom, and I had the whole east side of my house on Finkel and Dexter.
Man.
Yeah.
Greenfield Plaza's it's like what they consider a landmark now, right? Of all the talented people and the legends that come out of there, comedians, artists, fashion designers, man. What do you think harnessed all that energy and the creativity inside of that place?
The rent was cheap. Man.
The rent was cheap.
The rent was cheap. They was put your ass in the bed. They started doing curfews and all type of bullshit. I had to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Man, I like doing all nighters. They got to start cutting shit off, and man, yeah, I had to get up out of there.
Talk about, now you're saying Vezzo, right? So was he your first artist that you feel like kind of started things for you? Like you starting together with him, or was there somebody before that you were kind of building with, or like how'd that go?
I mean, well, I was rapping too. You know, I still did when Dabble every Blue Moon. I'll do a song here and there, but I was rapping at first, and I was in a rap group back in the day. But as far as like me actually skyrocketing, like it was definitely Ice Word Vezzo was definitely the first artist I locked in with. Yeah.
Talk about the progression from that point. Now you have young Vezzo, and you know, obviously how successful he's become now, and everything like that. But like, talk about the progression of working with him, and what did that lead to?
I mean, of course, you know, came with Vezzo, came with Team Eastside. So P, you know, Peasy, Ray, all of them, you know what I'm saying, used to be at my house. So I got like real tight relationships, like, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of them. Like, especially me and Ved, we talk about stuff with our kids. We talk about a lot of personal, you know. So, but then, you know, just off them start popping and getting the name, not everybody else starting to tap in and they trying to see what's up, including the artists from the West Side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but that's where it all stemmed from, like me working with the East Side artists, and that's when I started to flourish and build a name for myself. And this all before Instagram.
Yeah, man.
So I had to like really get it in. I was like, man, I was catching the bus downtown, trying to give out beat CDs every weekend. Like our real life was like real life, putting in footwork, grinding.
There's a lot of, I mean, obviously a lot of it has to come down to the fact that the beats are just fucking fire, right? That's like one major part of it, and then marketing and really putting yourself out there is another part of it, right?
Definitely.
For you, it was like everybody wants to go to Antt because that shit's slapping. Like you're just making it happen.
Yeah, for the most part. It was easier back then, though. I feel like I came in the game at like a perfect time because now it's so many good beat makers. I ain't gonna say producers because there's a lot more to it, but there's a lot of good beat makers, but they don't have the
fan base.
What I'm saying? Yeah, they don't have the fan base or the buzz or the, you know.
Right, because part of the reason why, if you want to take video directors as an example, a lot of people will go to Jerry PhD is not only are you getting a fire video, but you're on the fan base of his fan base. If he posts that video, if his name is under that tag, you know, more people are going to want to go to him because of that factor.
Yeah, you got the name attached to it.
Right, like Zaytoven right now, a lot of people are able to somehow obtain these Zaytoven beats, and it's like a huge thing for them. Like, oh, Zaytoven did this, even though there might be a hotter beat from somebody locally that has no fan base.
Definitely.
And so at your time, were you that guy, like, as far as we're going to him?
Yeah, like when it started building up, it started to become like that. I started to become like my own little Zaytoven or something. Like everybody was coming to see me or pulling up on me. Yeah. You know, come grab something from me.
And now you have like a legendary figure to kind of look at, which is Helluva, right? And kind of bounce back and forth with him too.
Yeah, that's my big brother. Like, yeah.
Talk about your relationship with him and how that helped guide you through this, at least even the beginning stages of becoming a successful producer.
I mean, it's obvious. I mean, he's literally arguably the most popular producer to come out of Michigan, in my opinion. And, you know, I really kind of just followed in that imprint, you know what I'm saying, that he had laid out. You know, I was already a fan before I met him. And then I just used to just get on his nerves all the time, like, especially after I found out where his studio was at when he had the studio in Michigan. I used to just pop up, like, and to the point he just took me in with open arms, like, man, fuck it, man, he my little brother, man. We ain't blood or nothing, but blood couldn't make us no closer. Like, we literally like the same person for real. Yeah. Like, you know, we both good fathers. We both like anime, you know, just the Dragon Ball and stuff like that. And then shit, the beats and video games. Yeah.
When you're moving forward with Vezzo and you're moving forward with, you know, everything that comes along with it, you're mentioning obviously Ray and stuff like that. What's the breaking points of your career you feel like, kind of the moments that helped you pivot to the next level?
Part of my breaking points, like I had like multiple breaking points. That was the crazy part. Like I had my point where me and Vez, and then I had my point where I used to manage Snap Dogg. Like that was like my first beat gang artist. Like, so, you know, we built with him. I built the actual sound with Snap, and then you know we got Chief Keef attention, Lil Durk attention, and we just had our own wave going on. Then, of course, 4-2 Dugg.
Well, no, kind of like walking people, because everybody's interested in your story, to walk through the introduction of that, like going from Vezzo, you know what I'm saying? Kind of talk about that timeline there. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about that specific timeline of when you're going up with Vezzo and Rain and stuff like that. Like, talk about the steps of that. You know what I'm saying? And like how it gradually progressed to make you bigger and bigger.
I mean, we really just locked in and just stayed consistent for real.
Yeah.
Like, they literally came to my house like every day, or like wherever. It was crazy because it's like wherever I went, that's where they went. So I ended up getting a studio downtown at Streetlord Wine old building. I got a studio down there, and then we was all down there. We was down there staying the night in the studio. Like, then I was there for Bag Life. Welcome to My Sad, Bag Life. You know, it just really all the consistency behind that, and then just me building the name on the side too. You know, and then it was just easier to like sell beats and stuff like that back then. But the more they progressed, it was the more I progressed. I kind of progressed with them. And
it goes hand in hand too, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, because you're getting fire-ass beats and then fucking fire-ass artists and combining that together.
Because they blowing up, so it's like they want to know where the sound coming from. And some people that's going to do their research and they're going to find out. And they're like, okay, you the man behind the...
Were you able to raise prices significantly quick and at the same time, like, or were you like still conservative, like, all right, shit, like, I know we got motion, but we got to keep this shit relative to the market price?
It's so crazy is because I raised my prices. I always charged a little more, or I aim high. By the time I let a nigga talk me down, I be done got what I wanted anyway. So that's how I used to do it. Right. Like, I aim high and they, man, come on, bro, show me some love, woo, and I do it for this. I'm like, shit, that's what I would originally charge you anyway.
I learned that shit when I was working at this video production company. I walked into this room one time and they had a whiteboard and it said like, okay, message, if you get a message from a client, tell them a price. If they say no to your price, circle back in 2 weeks and tell them a lower price, like type shit like that. Or they'll hit you up later and you'll be like, look, I can work it out with you.
See, it's so crazy because they'll want to beat so bad, they'll just cut to me right then and there, like, man, come on, bro, I'm going to keep coming back. I might not never see them again, ever in life. But man, I'm going to keep on coming back. Come show. All right, man. Give me this then, man.
How many free beats do you feel like you think you gave out before you actually started making real money?
It all depends on how I felt about the artist at that time, or if I was going to sign them or just lock in with them. And it's like, no beat is actually free if you know what you're doing. Because once they put their music out, you can collect from that. It's your music too. A lot of people don't know that. Some people just give away beats and just say fuck it and just miss out on money, and then to go into the black hole and all the labels collecting it. And they ain't had nothing to do with it.
Yeah. And then you find them on my podcast crying about it, like, hey, fuck me.
Yeah.
They took my shit.
Yep. No, for real.
Gotta get that paperwork done, bro. You gotta treat the business like a business.
Just educate yourself. Like, it's simple. Like, my first BMI check was not even $40, probably like $37. But I was so happy to get some back end money that it was like the sky was the limit after that.
Yeah, man. Now you're talking about these projects that are releasing. What do you think your first big break was as a project?
Clarity.
Okay, yeah. And,
Clarity.
Yeah, and
I mixed the master Clarity too. Yeah.
Well, I did notice that when, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but the GateKeeper list that came out, right?
Yeah.
And it was interesting because when you even talk about Clarity, which is groundbreaking, right? You got to look at some of you who's breaking these fucking monumental pieces of work that, you know, help make Detroit sound bigger and bigger and give it more exposure, right? Yeah. And so when you're doing that countless amounts of time, did you look at something like that and go like, what the hell? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of the fucking reasons this shit's happening in the first place. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, it's crazy because it was like, it didn't bother me at first when I seen it. I kind of ignored it. And then my name got tagged. So I'm like, all right. I still wasn't going to say nothing, but I'm like, man, fuck, I got to speak up for myself, even though I don't give a fuck. Because it's somebody else's opinion and it's somebody listening. I don't even know who made it. I don't even know if they from Detroit or what. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, I'm just about to just speak up for myself. I'm just about to state facts. And if I'm lying, any person that I tag can tag right back and be some bullshit and be lying or he capping. You know what I'm saying? But I spoke all facts. Yes, I did this and I did that and I did a lot of other shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What is it? First of all, just for people who don't understand, there was a GateKeeper list released like a couple weeks ago from some Detroit platforms saying who these top 20 gatekeepers of Detroit, Michigan music are, or Michigan music as well too. Your name wasn't on the list. Now, what the hell is gatekeeping though when you really think about it?
Man, gatekeeper is somebody that makes shit happen. And they can stop shit at the drop of a dime. And it's crazy because like a lot of people don't know. Trick, my uncle. It's my blood uncle.
The original
That's my uncle.
gatekeeper.
That's his brother, you know what I'm saying?
The original gatekeeper.
So it's like, if that's the case, all the shit, you know what I'm saying, that done got did over the years, or, you know what I'm saying, as hard as he went for the city, like, why he wasn't on there? That's what made me not even take the list serious.
Yeah.
It is people that was on there that I felt deserved to be on there, like if it was like a award or something. But then there was a lot of people on there that I felt like why is they on here?
My theory is this. Somebody that was on that list created that list, sent it to these platforms, and had them promote it.
Facts.
Because, it's always that one person that wants to shine without it being very direct of who it is.
Facts.
So whoever was on that list, man, I'm going to start a Scooby-Doo journey hunt and figure out who.
We on your ass, man.
Yeah, figure out who it is. I get it, though. Everybody does that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll send it's so easy to get exposure on these platforms and create a narrative that's not even true, man.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest fucking thing in the world to do. You fucking create it, and then you send it over, and people believe it. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? But it's part of the game. But for you not to be a part of that, it shows the ignorance of whoever created that list. And Trick not being on it, which is literally the original. And Gatekeeper, when you talk about Trick being a gatekeeper, it goes beyond what we think a gatekeeper is, like on all senses. You can't even fly here, son. I think a lot of people on those lists think that they can get the no-fly zone thing, but no, I'm pretty sure Trick is one of the only people that could get the no-fly zone shit to happen. It's a different level. But let's get back to this. So Clarity drops, right? Where do you progress from there, and how are you seeing the return for your career at that point?
I mean, at that point, it's like, all right, Clarity drop. Vezzo on fire. Now people want to know where this sound come from and how your shit sound is good. You know what I'm saying? So not only did I produce a few, you know what I'm saying, quite a few records on there, I actually mixed and mastered that project as well. So I remember mixing the CD. I remember I had my MacBook at my grandparents' house, and I was like, had the headphones on, like mixing the CD because it had to be turned in by a certain time. But when it dropped, it went crazy, and then like people, they probably asking him, they probably asking his management, and they just doing their research period, like, and people found me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was through Twitter or just somebody asked for my number, or I don't, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case was, they found me, and I just started building a clientele, a consistent clientele, and just different people coming. I wasn't charging that much back then, but it's a little higher now. It's a lot higher now.
Was it an exclusive mind state for you when it comes to who I'm making beats for, or is it still like, okay, I still got to make my money. I gotta just like whoever I got to make a beat for, I got to make a beat for.
It's more of an exclusive mind state for me now.
At that point, I mean, some more.
Because now, so it's like, all right, I charge higher prices now to where, I can filter out the bullshit clients, the people who not gonna put the music out, or the people who, you know what I'm saying, just aren't easily accessible by anybody. Back then, it was about the money. It's not about the money for me no more because it's gonna come regardless.
Right.
So like, back then, I was just trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? I was a young father. I was trying to survive. So anybody could get a beat from me at that time. But now I'd be like, man, you gonna have to come with at least this. I still show love because people understand it's like my city price, not my industry price. You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. So I still show love and make myself a little bit accessible to the people who serious about their craft. Right,
because you're doing songs with major artists, man. You're working with Dugg, Baby. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about guys who are probably the biggest rap artists, some of the biggest rap artists in the world. Right. Especially when we talk about Lil Baby, right?
Right.
So
Definitely.
how does it come together though, even getting together with Dugg and Baby and stuff like that? Did he lead you to him, or like did you already have an established relationship with Baby? Like how did that work?
No, I didn't have a relationship with Baby, but and Dugg was crazy. I played that beat for Dugg first. he kind of like passed up on it. Like it was too slow for the vibe we was trying to get at that time. It wasn't that he didn't like the beat. It was just too slow at that time. I gave the beat to V's, and he made everything happen. He had a relationship with Baby as well. It's like a lot of the stuff that me and Dugg did was like me and Dugg, like. But he did like talk about plugging me with Baby, and you know what I'm saying, introduce me to him and stuff like that. But that was V's play for real.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's shout out V's too, man. That's my guy.
Those guys are out here generating hundreds of millions just on YouTube alone. We're talking about views, man. That's beyond like the streams and whatnot that you can even see, and your name's under that, like creating that. I always look at, and I know a lot of people argue with me, but I feel like producers these days are creating 70% of the song. Like the reason that you're listening to the song is like literally 70% of the beat that's going behind it. Because when I listen to music, sometimes I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about for real. And it's the same damn flow, you know what I'm saying? With all due respect, that's a fire-ass flow. But that beat's really what gravitates me towards music now.
Right. And even in my opinion, like me personally, I'm going to listen to the song. I'm going to listen to the song for the instrumental and like your cadence before I even engage into what you're saying. You might be saying some straight up bullshit. But if your cadence fire and then the beat is banging, it's almost undeniable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you go back and then you listen to the words and I'm like, oh, man, this motherfucker talking some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? But, like, really, that's how I listen to songs. Yeah. I go listen to the beat and the cadence first, and then I go back and start paying attention to the words.
Right. All the smartest artists figured that out, right? Like, if you listen to, I think, if you go back to like Tupac and Biggie, right? Like Tupac, like you can't break down his songs in the first time you listen to. You know what the fuck he's talking about the first time. It's almost damn near impossible. But once you get that second, third, fourth, fifth listen, you're like, this motherfucker's saying some real shit on top of the fact that he's cadence and everything's legendary. Yeah. You know, Biggie was a little bit slower with it, and you could understand what he was saying more throughout the song, a little more storytelling. But it was still his voice, the way he did it, and the beat behind it, Diddy and shit. Like that's really what put together. What do you feel like your most substantial? Not substantial, but what do you think the song is that you've put out that's going to have the most longevity and holds the biggest piece of you when it comes to producing?
Well, one of my songs that definitely has the most longevity will have to be I Swear Vezzo, Thick Chick. It still play on the radio. It's been well over 10 years, and this song still play on the radio every weekend. Yeah, it's still playing the club every weekend. Like it's just one of them. Like that's probably like my most longevity record thus far.
Yeah. What song means the most to you out of everything that you're putting out?
It's crazy because I try not to have an emotional attachment to my work. And if I do, it lasts for a few days. Like I just zone out to whatever it is that I made, whether it's a beat with a hook or just a beat, you know what I'm saying? Or even a song that I did, I break up with it after a couple days. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a female or something. Like, oh man, this bitch so hard, man. I tripped on it, and then I'd be like, all right, you gonna have to go. You gonna have to belong to somebody else. Damn. You got to go, you know what I'm saying? You got to go cake with him, man.
Right. That's like a true artist perspective, right? Like giving away a painting or like selling a painting is not easy for some people to do.
I mean, don't get me wrong though. Like I still own the rights to my shit, but I'm giving somebody exclusive rights to use my shit. So you know what I'm saying? That means since they got the exclusive rights to use it, it's technically, technically it's theirs.
Yeah. Now you were talking about kind of exploding with Vezzo. You drop Clarity. You're getting phone calls. You DM. I mean, I'm sure DMs were probably not like the
it came soon after, but no, not necessarily.
It wasn't like what it is now.
Twitter DMs, but not for real.
Yeah, but you're still making sales, right? You're still getting it, but you're still doing it. You still have to make a living, so it's kind of more that. What's the kind of the next major moves for you after that point?
Well, when Clarity came out, I was still at the crib, so more people started coming to me, and I didn't want everybody to know where I lived at, where I laid my head at. You know what I'm saying? So I had to invest in the commercial space. You know, I had to invest in the commercial space to where I can handle my business properly. You know.
What year was that roughly?
I moved out of Greenfield Plaza like 2011. So 2012 going into 13 is when I moved into this spot downtown on Griswold. So 13, so shit, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Decade ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago to this year, right? 2023.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Talk about what you had going on. Like, what was the introduction kind of like to your studio? Who was in and out of it in the beginning?
Everybody. They probably wouldn't be able to name somebody that wasn't in or out my studio at that time. And then shout out Bodie James too. Like he like my day one, like before the music. You know what I'm saying? Like we just was tight, had a relationship. That's like my brother. We got something crazy in the works too.
Cool.
So Bodie, his beginning stages, we was in there together. You know, whole East Side was there.
Did he make like a solid recovery after his accident? Because I haven't.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier. He looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like he looked real healthy and shit.
That's good.
Yeah.
So everybody, obviously, even the first time I met you, it was like I was coming in to take photos for Sada. Met you. I opened one door, because there was like multiple doors in this whatever studio I was at that time. I opened one day, it was like Shred Gang Moan was in there or something like that. And then I opened like another door, it was like 2 days. Like, so all these different artists, like every single door I opened was like a different portal to just like a different rap group.
That's like a whole different world. Every door you open. Open one door, you in the dance studio.
Motown Ty was just chilling there. I'm like, it's all different people here.
Yeah, Motown. Shout out to Motown Ty too, man.
That's crazy.
My guy, man.
But it felt like a very like family environment. I remember you and like Scoob was like, they were pouring something or whatever, and like they were talking about sharing it or not. Like it was the funniest thing. I was like,
oh yeah.
And I'm just standing there like, man, y'all are like fucking like clicked, like all locked in with each other. Like it felt like a real good vibes. Like you brought good vibes to that studio for sure. But was this a different studio that you're talking about initially?
It's crazy because that day a pint just fell into my lap. Like I didn't know what to do with it. So school come record. And he's like, "What you doing with that?" I'm like, "Shit, you want to buy it?" And I don't remember what I charged. And I'm like, "Man, just give me such and such a line." And him and Lonnie had split it and shit.
Yeah, that's what happened. Because I was so confused because they were like debating about sharing it or not. Like it was the weirdest fucking like little thing. I was like, "What's going on over here?" I didn't even know what was it. Or sorry, I don't know what. I'm gonna cut that out. But I don't know what that was. I'm gonna bleep that word out.
Yeah.
It was cotton candy juice or something. But well, that wasn't the same studio though, right? Was
that was Collective in Oak Park.
Okay, so that's a different studio from what we're talking about.
No, that's the same studio.
Oh, it was.
That's the studio when every door you open, he was in a different world.
So we're talking about. I'm talking about 2013 though, like that studio.
Oh no, that wasn't the same studio.
About. So what studio was that one?
That was Griswold. That was
okay.
Juan old studio.
Okay, cool. And so talk about just talk about some of the you had probably like you said you can't name anybody that wasn't in there, right? But just for people who are fans of this shit to know kind of the passerbyers and the artists that were working with you.
Yeah, everybody from anybody you can name. Like I suck when it comes to like listing and shit. Like anybody you can name, I can confirm it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like East Side or West Side, they had came through one spot.
When I was talking to Ty, he was talking about that it was difficult to work because East Side, West Side, and discrepancies in groups and cliques and stuff like that. Did you find that coming with your studio too? And like, how did you delegate that and make sure that they didn't become a part of what it was supposed to be?
So, at the time, I mean, I tried to like educate myself on what was going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I knew who not to have around each other. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really a problem for me because I knew how to separate certain people from certain people. I almost had one incident, but I'm a protector, you know what I'm saying? So whoever with me, they leaving with me and I'm gonna make sure they get to where they going safe. But yeah, for the most part, I educate myself on what's going on. And I just don't have certain people around each other, or I do private sessions anyway, so no, I don't even like people calling me and say who you recording.
Yeah.
Like, you don't call me and say who you in the studio with, because I'm not gonna answer you. You know what I'm saying? Nah, for real, like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when somebody with you know what I'm saying, their safety is a priority. They spending their money, or you know what I'm saying.
It's real. Yeah. It's real out there. Like shit really happens. Yeah. Now in this studio here, you obviously, people are banging at the door trying to get in, make shit happen for them. What was your next big moment, do you feel like, as far as your producing career?
expanding. That was kind of just my thing every year, just to expand, whether it's a bigger studio or working with bigger artists and just landing them certain placements, building artists. I just always think about what's next. I don't never get stuck into what I had going on at that time.
All right. Well, with the radio spins and whatnot and what's getting on the billboard and stuff, what projects were hitting at that time?
And the Oak Park days?
Yeah.
Sada was on fire at the time. We had did a few records together.
Which projects did you and Scuba end up working? Did you do 2K17?
We did like a single, like I did the Fast Money Scuba.
Oh yeah.
And then we had did a few records that never came out. If he don't put them out, I'm putting them out. The world need to hear them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how did you guys get acquainted in the first place with Scoob?
I mean, I had known him for years, just being, you know what I'm saying, on the East. Yeah, we just crossed paths a lot.
Did you know like he had it, like when you were working with him in the studio?
I mean, I was a fan of what he was doing anyway, so I knew he had it. Matter of fact, the first time I actually recorded with Scoob was we did a session with Swag, and they shot the video to the song, and whoever shot the video lost the footage.
Damn.
But this song was so hard. The song was so hard, but that's when I knew. When I seen him, when I recorded him that day, I'm like, oh yeah, he one of them.
Yeah.
And then all the songs, you know what I'm saying, he started going crazy after that. Shout out to Scoob, man.
Yeah, man. Do you feel like you signed artists, right? Like you had owners or artists under you, right?
Yeah.
So you have an ear for artists.
Definitely.
Like it's not just like you're not just making beats, you're doing more than that.
Yeah, definitely.
More fundamental than that. What do you think it is that helps an artist break out in Detroit? Is it literally either you have it or you don't have it internally, or is it a work ethic thing, or like what do you think brings it all together for an artist to actually establish himself?
Consistency play a big part, but some people just got to face the fact that they don't have it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether it's the look or the talent. It's sometimes you just might not have. But in most cases, it's the consistency. And your consistency will take you a long way. It might not get you over that hump, but it'll get you somewhere to where you at least seeing something off of everything that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're looking at the music scene, especially around that time, what were you seeing as far as artists that were taking off and that got to the level that they're at now? Like, what artists were you paying attention to the most when it comes to that time? Even when we were just talking about how you're recording with Sada, like, who were you paying attention to at that time?
DZ was on my radar heavy. Yeah.
Oh, good? Everything cool? Oh, okay, good.
But DZ was on my radar heavy. You know what I'm saying? So I started catching wind to what he had going on. And it's crazy. I recorded DZ first song.
Really?
I recorded Baby Money first song ever. And I recorded DZ for that's how long I've been doing this shit.
Wow.
So like I recorded Baby Money first song, he was like 13 or 12 or something like that.
Wow. Man.
Yep. And then DZ, he came to my house and recorded after I moved from downtown, he recorded his first song with me. But I didn't know who he was at the time, you know what I'm saying? Because I was dealing with so many artists. And but I started catching wind of what he had going on, and I'm like, I got to lock in with Dogg. And we just crossed paths. I think he was rehearsing in the dance studio when he was at Collective. He was rehearsing in there. I just like, hey, I got one for you right now. Come on, let's get to it.
Do you think you had any influence on like that Dragon Ball Z themed tape between Scoob and DZ dropping or anything like that? Because you know how they did that, and it was like a lot of people were like, "Damn, it was cool to do this shit." I bet, like we're locked in, like.
No, cause Scoob like anime too.
That's what I'm saying. Like that, everybody was like, I felt like because it was weird when I remember when it was dropping. A lot of people were acting like it was whack, but they fucked with it because they really low key do fuck with Dragon Ball Z, but they just don't want nobody to know. Yeah. And then when they put it out there, it was like, oh shit, this shit is cool. We can talk about Dragon Ball Z now.
Yeah, I think just a lot of people be scared to, you know what I'm saying, talk about it. Like, yeah, I fucked with this shit or I fuck with it. I still fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I watch anime. Like, if I'm by myself, you know what I'm saying, I watch anime. I fuck with the shit.
Yeah.
It's a peace of mind for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I get beat block or something, you know what I'm saying, I go turn on Naruto or, you know You know what I'm saying? Dragon Ball or Demon Slayer.
You guys help people realize that, yo, like, this shit is cool. Like, you don't have to act like you don't like it for whatever reason you think people are going to perceive you for.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's legendary, you know what I'm saying?
Like me and Jizzle, R.I.P., God rest his soul, man. That's my little brother. We got a Dragon Ball Z theme tape. It's out. It's called Super Saiyan Gods.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of people thought we was copying off of John Boy, but it was already in the works before. You know what I'm saying? It just took us so long to do it because I was just so busy. But I'm like, I gotta put this project out. I at least owe him that. You know what I'm saying? But
talk a little bit about the barriers you guys are breaking, kind of continuing from that point. And again, projects that we're releasing and what you were getting notoriety for at the time.
Really, I just, you know, I try to stay like a student of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I always like educate myself on what's going on. I got younger siblings, you know what I'm saying? Like my baby brother, he be hip to everything that's going. He know who about to pop, everything. So I keep him around me, and I be like, hey, bro, what you listening to? It might not even be sweet to me, but I just ask him just to see who going crazy. And I use that and take that into consideration, who making noise. And if I feel like they got it, I'm going to just reach out like, hey, let's do something.
When Kodak Black had pulled up, you know, you got to touch base with him, man. Talk about that experience and how much that kind of meant to you.
Man, it's so crazy because I had ran into Kodak a few times, but I never like was vocally like, yeah, I make beats. Because sometimes talking business in the wrong places can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And some people don't even like talking about business in certain places. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You catch somebody eating with you know what I'm saying, at dinner with their girl, don't walk up to them talking about, hey, bro, I want to send you a pack. You know what I'm saying? That shit rude. That shit weird. But I ended up seeing him at the mall with me and Helluva. We was in Miami. And we seen him at the mall. He know Helluva, though. You know what I'm saying? So he cut into him like, hey, send me some beats. You know what I'm saying? He know me. So then when he came here, I didn't even know they was putting Kodak on that song. And what's so crazy, the beat, that beat they had did, I made that beat in 2018. I gave it to Vezzo as soon as he came home as soon as he came home from jail, from prison. I gave it to him, and he held on to it that long. And it's crazy because it was like, luckily I forgot about the beat. Cause I probably would have sold that bitch to somebody. And then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I probably would have got off with that beat, but he finally came back like, hey, bro, remember this beat? And I'm like, damn.
Well, it was interesting to see, and I might be kind of ignorant to like speaking about it to some degree, but I was paying attention to when Vezzo got out that I did notice that he had to kind of rebuild his bass to some degree. Because I noticed it wasn't as, like right now, it went back to bigger than ever, right? Yeah. And it wasn't just because of the Kodak thing. It was a lot of things that he was doing.
He reinvented himself.
Yeah, he reinvented himself.
He made a new sound. You know what I'm saying? Now there's a lot of artists coming out sounding like him or using his style and beats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he reinvented himself, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Some people have a flame and then it die down. It's like, take what you got left and keep pushing with that. Yeah. It's like, you're going to give up or, you know what I'm saying, you're going to keep it going.
Yeah, no, he probably did it the best that you could possibly do it because there's a lot of artists that their flame kind of has dimmed down or was getting to that point and they couldn't figure out like, all right, now they're kind of just on social media and stuff or like doing like low volume crowds and stuff. But
yeah, because it's like, this is my brother, so it's like, it was people telling me like, man, he might as well. There's people telling me like, yeah, he might as well chill out, man, and go and just sign some artists, man. It's over with for Dogg. And I'm like, man, this is my brother, man. He got it. I know him. I know he gonna figure it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it helped too because he was actually like an influence too beyond music that he can help reinvent himself. I think when an artist gets stuck in only being an artist and only a rapper, and if they speak publicly, they can make a PSA or stuff, and it's not something that holds substance or weight, not like a leadership or a boss mentality, it's harder to keep your audience engaged. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Talk about, is everything cool? Yeah, we're good. Oh, you guys good? All right, bet. You got time? Yeah. You good? All right, bet. Yeah, man, no, shit, you've done a lot, bro. Like, you know, you've, I remember there was a point, I remember always hearing your tag, was hearing Helluva's tag, was hearing Damn John Boy's tag.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a new time, but you guys are still all in the mix, like heavily in the mix.
And it's crazy because we all had been around. Like, I've been knowing John Boy for a long ass time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We used to all be at Studio 17 together and everything. Me, John Boy, 80s.
Who was your mainstream influences and who were your Detroit influences when it came to creation?
My mainstream influences was like a Shawty Red, like D Rich, Zaytoven, Drummer Boy. He was one of my favorites. Drummer Boy is one of the artists to me. And then my Detroit influences was Helluva, of course. You know what I'm saying? My aunt, DJ Thriller. That's what made me want to even make beats. Kid. You know, Kid was super hard to me. Yeah. AK. You know, I did my research. Like when I got serious about production, I just did research. You know what I'm saying? I did research. I looked in. I educated myself, and that's when I decided, like, all right, this is what I want to do, all the way.
It makes it easier too when you know what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the goal. Maximize it.
Yeah, and once I, you know what I'm saying, written in stone, like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. It was nothing nobody could say to me to change my mind. Not my mama, not my, you know what I'm saying, nobody. No uncle, aunties, nothing. Can't say nothing to me about, all right, go get no job. I ain't never had a job.
Damn.
Yep.
Like zero career, like lifetime?
Man, I worked at the golf course. Like, but shit, after a while, I had to take that walk of faith. Like, I'm about to just hustle.
What'd you do at the golf course, man?
I was a caddy.
Damn, like Happy Gilmore shit?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was a caddy. Man, I caddy for Sam Bernstein one time.
What?
Yeah, he cheap as fuck. Nah, for real. Man, I used to do some, man, yeah, I ain't gonna get on that. I used to be on bullshit at the cat.
You don't want to mess with a lawyer, dude. You want to talk about a lawyer on a podcast. I'm not Sam Bernstein, man. Is Sam Bernstein alive?
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's still alive?
He cheap. That's the truth.
What's up?
He gonna say yeah. I'm
Was he
cheap.
tipping you like $2 per?
He ain't tip me nothing.
Damn.
He cheap. Don't sue me, but it's truth.
Did you get like lawyer advice from him at least? Did you get any like exchange on anything to help you? Nothing.
Nah.
He didn't go like if anything
I ain't
ever
gonna lie.
happens.
After I caddied for Sam Bernstein, I quit like 2 weeks later.
He quit?
I quit.
Oh, you quit.
Yeah.
Okay, but did you just jump into caddying and the first person you had to caddy for was Sam Bernstein?
Nah, it was, I had caddy for a few people. I had caddy for a doctor like a few days before. And he had tipped me $100.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, damn. So then I caddy for him. And I'm like, I see this guy on TV every other day. So I'm like, I know he about to tip me something nice. I'm about to walk away with a 5 piece or something. So at least 2 nifty. Man, he ain't tipped me nothing. He gave me the minimum of the minimum, and I was working my ass off, sweating. You know what I'm saying? I've been a big dude all my life. You know what I'm saying? So I was sweating, running across the damn field, trying to find. You know what I'm saying? Man, it was
Man, I hope you don't have any pictures of that shit. Cause
no, hell no. That was a low key part of my life.
Did you dress like a caddy too? Did you have like a square shirt and shit? Or did you come out?
We had to wear khakis. We had to wear white shirts, and then we had to. Wear the little apron things.
Dude, a Gucci down caddy would have been hilarious. Like, just scoot it.
It's crazy though. There was people that was working there that was well over 40, like, and shouldn't have been there. That caddy is a kid job, if you ask me.
Well, you ever like go to a restaurant, you'll see like a 50-year-old person like at the register, and you're just like, damn, son, like this is supposed to be like high school to early college, and then you move forward. But then some people just get I don't know what happens, like they just get screwed over type shit. Yeah. I feel bad for like married women. Every time I see like a older lady working at a job, I'm always like, it's just because you married the wrong dude. Like you thought your life was gonna be sweet, and then he just fucked up the bag, or
she probably fucked the bag up.
Yeah, she could have fucked it up too. Like I knew I shouldn't have sucked Javante's dick and did my marriage like this. Like I fucked it up. I know my ex is gonna be pissed one day. My ex is gonna be like, damn man, I should have just fucking Like I shouldn't have fucked around. Like I should have just.
Yeah, my ass is too.
Did you get you done, man?
Cause I ain't gonna do that, but keep getting richer and richer. Like I'm a wealthy young man.
Yeah, what did Kid say in the song, man? He said, you know, don't leave a motherfucker when he's broken, because when his ass comes up, you're gonna want to run up. Like that shit's real. Like motherfucker, when I grow up, like it's over for you. Like
that's a fact.
Do you ever think about like giving money to an ex though? Because like if you spent enough time with them where they feel like, damn, like I really took too much of their life, that I should send them some money if I ever make the millions.
Hell no. They dropped the ball. They got to deal with that.
You have resentment towards breaks up though? Like what if it's like it was a good relationship, it just didn't fucking
like
work?
a friendly breakup?
Yeah, like it was like it just didn't work.
We still friends then. It's like we'd still be friends. Yeah. But I barely believe in good breakups, because there's always going to be some type of something there, some type of animosity or...
No, I had a good breakup with my ex, but one thing I was debating on is if I ever made $1 million, I'm like, all right, I would send you 100,000, right? But I'm thinking like, how would her man, if she had a man, how would her man feel? Like, let's say you're married to some woman, and then her ex is just like, I just want to send you 100,000, bro. It's nothing to do with trying to get back with my girl. It's just a clean 100,000 for her, just for the time we spent and me just showing love. Like, are you gonna let her take the 100,000? This is some real shit I've been thinking about. This ain't no like bullshit question, like hypothetical. Like,
it depends on who she with and what type of time he on. Cause you can have a female that'll take some money for somebody and they'll give it to you. I seen a post the other day, man. And then it was a dude, like you could tell he was a ham. He's like, yeah, I just sent you $1,000, babe. And then she said she texting her dude. She like, hey, this burger just sent me $1,000. I'm about to send it to you. You feel me? So it just depends, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, I've been there, man. I had this girl, she was like, pull up to my loft, and I pulled up, and we were hooking up and everything, and then she's like, you gotta go. I'm like, why? She's like, this is my man's loft. So I was thinking to myself, is like, damn, this girl really like took me to her man's place to fuck. Like, she could have just took me to her house, but she took me to his crib to fuck.
Bitches ain't shit.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just thinking like, damn, these girls really don't get, man, bro, you know how many fucking married girls I fuck, bro? Like, it's crazy. I fucked more married and bitches in relationships than single women, man. It's insane.
That shit's scary, like.
Yeah, it is. Like, so I always tell the story, like, one of the husbands of the girls I was fucking, his profile picture on Facebook is him with a sniper rifle.
Damn.
And so I remember the day I seen that, I was like, dog, I gotta break up with this bitch. Because I know one day I'm going to leave this hotel room and just...
He going to pick your ass off.
Yeah, my lights are off, bro. You coming back from this, bro? I was watching so much Forensic Files, and all I kept hearing was like, the husband figured out the wife was cheating, and then he blew their heads off. I was like, oh, shit. Like,
man,
that's going to be on me.
You need to go see where that shit came from. Man, I always told you better not go to no around no tall buildings.
My cousins used to always be worried. They're like, bro, you're working in Detroit. You're working with these rappers. Like, people get. I'm like, bro, you're gonna see me get killed by somebody's husband before you see me get killed in Detroit. So like, you know, like that's how fucking deep I was in the game.
Knock on wood, man.
Knock on a lot of wood, bro.
Knock on wood, man.
But anyway, talk about you worked with Uzi, bro. I mean.
Yeah.
One of the most prolific artists in history. Like, these guys does insane numbers, bro. How does that relationship come together?
All right, so that one was because of Dugg. Like, that one was behind Dugg. Dugg put that play together.
Okay, for sure. What was it? What was your relationship with Dugg too, though? Like, kind of leading up to that point, and how did you obviously build together with Dugg?
All right, so my big bro. Hefe, free him. He in the feds right now. Yeah. He'll be home soon. He told me about it. We was out of town. We was in Atlanta.
Are you talking about Prince?
No.
Oh, okay, my fault.
No. That's little bro.
Oh, okay.
No, my big bro. He OG. He told me about Dugg. He's like, man, my little nigga just got out of jail, and he hard on the music. But I'm so used to him telling me that. In fact, my big bro was talking about, he the one who brought me Shorty Cash too. But he brought me Papa as well. And me and Papa ended on bad terms, you know what I'm saying? So I just had it with him by the time, him and his artist that he trying to bring to me, I had it by the time he tried to introduce me, you know what I'm saying, to Dugg. I wasn't trying to hear nothing he's talking about, but he ended up playing the song, and I'm like, bro, that's hard. He's like, yeah, but you gotta lock it, man. He need your song, bro. He need your beats. So I'm like, I get back to the city. I call Helly. Hey, bro, hey, you heard anybody named 42 Dugg or something like that? He was like, yeah, this little nigga, man. My man's brought him through the other day. And they told me he just got out, so I'm thinking he was fucked up. So I tried to show him some love. So I told him a low price. And he whipped out a ball of money on me like, oh, here, that's all you want? And he's like, man, I was mad as hell. So I'm like, damn. I said, man, I just heard a song, man. He's like, I'm not seeing what he did off my beat. Man, this is probably one of the hardest songs I ever heard. It was Free Mind. I used to have this song on repeat. And then I ended up meeting him on my own like a couple days later. That's how I knew it was meant. So I met him at CJ Barrymore. And then Helly was telling me like, yeah. He's like, man, I'm trying to show him some love. Thinking he about to, you know what I'm saying? Think he just got out of jail and, you know what I'm saying? He trying to get back on his feet type shit. And dog, about a lot of money. Then he in the hallway arguing with a nigga talks about, I don't want no fucking scat pack. I want a Hellcat. Couple days later, I go to CJ Barrymore with my kids. I see a short dude pull up in the motherfucking Hellcat. So I'm like, that gotta be him. So then I walked up to him and I was like, hey, I fuck with your shit, bro. He's like, I fuck with your shit too. And then shit, we exchanged numbers and it was been on ever since. So that was 2017 too.
Wow, man.
Yep. So it's the same year.
I think Helluva made the claim that he was the first person to record 42 Dugg.
He was the first person to record him, but he wasn't the first to lock in with him. I locked in with him. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
what's it like? What was the progression like? You know, I had Cheese on here, I think last week, and talking about the progression and the studio sessions. What's the progression like watching his career blossom and you being a part of that?
It feel good to just know that you're a part of it. Even if you don't get your recognition right away or get your just due right, it just feel good knowing like, okay, I did that, so I could do that for somebody else, and that also mean I could do that for myself. You know what I'm saying? So,
were you behind the Gotti track, the one that they had collaborated on?
Oh, that was Helluva.
Oh, that was Helluva. Okay. Which tracks did you guys really tie in with 42 or 42?
I'm gonna tell you what Gotti told me. All right, I'm gonna start off. We did a song called "Trippin'," and that's where my tag, bitch, you know, Antt did the beat. That's where it came from. We did a song called "Trippin'," and he started on the song. He had like 8 bars on it, and he came back to the studio like a couple days later, and I made him finish it. I said, bro, you got to finish this song, bro. He shoot the video to the song go crazy. This is one of Baby's favorite songs. When, you know what I'm saying, he building a relationship, you know what I'm saying, he gambling and shit like that. He build relationships with people, you know what I'm saying, just off being who he is. It might not have nothing to do with the music, but I know for a fact that he told me, Dugg told me, this Baby's favorite song. It's a song called Trippin'. Yeah. So then I talked to Caddy. Right when Caddy signed him or whatever, we all go to Miami. And Caddy pulled me to the side, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, let me kick it with you. Because Caddy wanted to sign me.
Damn.
But they didn't know how to market a producer, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So we kicking it, and then he like, yeah, man, it's so crazy. Man, when I first heard Dugg, he was like, I shot the video with Lil Baby. That put a date on it. He said, I shot a video with Lil Baby, and he playing this song. It was tripping. But I didn't know what it was. I'm like, man, what's this? He like, man, it's my young dog from Detroit, man. I'm thinking about signing him. He didn't tell me his name or nothing. So then, my manager, which was Dugg's manager at the time, he was like, I got this kid from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? He on fire right now. I'm about to sing some of his music. He's like, and that song was one of the songs. This is the very next day. And then like a few days later, he had a show in Detroit. And that's when he reached out to Helly. Yeah. So it was like a domino effect for him as well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he said, he asked Helly, like, who's the hottest person? Who would he sign if he had to, you know what I'm saying? And Helly was like, shit, Dugg. And he said, that's what made it. Everything makes sense. And he was like, all right, get him up here. I want him to open up for me.
Man.
And that shit changed his life.
Whew.
Yeah.
I'm sure one thing that's the hardest for producers and why it's so hard to gauge their success is because your name's not on every freaking song. Your tag's not on every song. It's not credited in the behind the scenes all the time. Sometimes you sign off the stuff and you don't get to be seen. But talk about the progression of Dugg and some of the songs you had worked on with him.
Really, like a lot of the songs that we worked on, I never really went without getting credited for real.
Sure.
Honestly, I damn near put that shit in my agreements. Don't touch my tag, cause that's my everything. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm taking one for the team, and we all then jumped in on here, and there's too many tags on the beat or something. But I barely do that. Now when I work with other producers, it got to be a producer I got a relationship with, cause niggas that do fuck shit, especially these loop niggas. You know what I'm saying? But
What's a loop?
it's like a piece idea of a beat, or like the instruments or whatever they send you to finish. You know what I'm saying? And once you finish it and y'all get the finished product, either we all put, like, if it's Beat Gang, then, and it's a lot of us, more than likely I'm just gonna put Beat Gang on there as the tag, and then, you know what I'm saying, we're just gonna have to put the names in the credits.
All right.
But loop is like, say if I work with a random producer, they'll send me like a melody, you know what I'm saying, some pianos, some strings or something, and then if I use it, and some producers be wanting 50-50, but you never had a placement in your life. You know what I'm saying? So you really just use me to get a placement. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty fair. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, all right, I'll take 60 since I got to handle the business, and, you know, I got to handle the business and pay my attorney and my manager and stuff like that. I'll take the 60% and I'll just give you 40.
Yeah.
Or something fair, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's cool.
Man, every time you guys talk about stuff like percentages and I think about how many beats you have made and all that, I'm like, you guys had to be making some crazy fucking money, because there's no way you're doing 60s and 40s and 50s and 50s and shit.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's like overnight that people could be playing that song 24/7. So I was like, money has to be coming in for producers.
It all just depends on, you know, the streaming of the song. Like some songs making heavy money. Like this past year, I done seen some nice ass, not even just my royalties. Like I done seen some nice ass like YouTube money, like some decent YouTube checks. Like it was alright.
Yeah, it's rare for nowadays for a producer to say like they're financially well off just off producing and you know, making beats and whatnot, which is really cool, man.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta either take that walk of faith, like, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be cool with sleeping on the couch for a while or being uncomfortable for a while if this is what you about to work towards. But you gotta know you can't just be making beats 20 years. You gotta put the footwork in too. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's sending beats out or, you know what I'm saying, getting out here, trying to network with these artists, even finding the artists that you like and building a sound together, is that you got to be willing to put the footwork in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it all come with age and, you know, time into.
Before we even got off a second ago, we were also talking about 42 Dugg branching off too as well, and T Grizzly, and those being two substantial pieces of Detroit music that really crossed over into the mainstream and succeeded.
Definitely.
And talk about your relationship with T too as well, man.
T, that's my guy. That's my bro for real. I've been knowing T since he was T, another one. You know, so I've been knowing T since he was like 15, 16. Yeah, so I know T with the haircut. But yeah, we got a good relationship, you know what I'm saying? You know, we talk about the same thing, family shit, and, you know, kids, you know what I'm saying? Music is second for us. You know, video game shit, we actually like video game shits and shit like that. I just got on his server.
The GTA server?
Yeah.
What's the experience, bro? Because I'm hearing somebody came on and said they got kicked out because they retaliated on a gunshot, something like that.
Man, you got to follow them rules. Like, it's crazy because I was on another server before I got on his, and I'm playing. I walk out the apartment building, and two people pull up on me in the Lamb truck. They pull up. I just bought a gun on there. Like the guns is like super expensive on there, like for a reason to make it hard to get. Man, 2 guys put up on me in a land truck and just hopped out with pistols. I just got the blowing. Pop, 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 pop. So then they're like, bro, why you do that? I'm like, what? Y'all just hopped out and told me to put my hands up. Bro, you weren't supposed to do that. I said, bro, I'm defending myself, bro. Like, they real life mad and shit, so they done reported me. I done jumped in. Matter of fact, I killed them, jumped in their car and pulled off. Man, I'll probably go like 2, maybe 3 blocks. Next thing you know, I'm surrounded by police cars. And on the servers, the police be real people.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody play a role and shit. So they pull up and they real life like stop me. They investigate me and everything. So my mans who I was playing with, who had added me to the server, he had to explain to them like, man, he new to the server. He don't know the rules. Hey, bro, you can't do that. If it's more than one person, you got to put your hands up. Like, I'm like, oh, damn, I ain't know. So he's like, man, we gonna let you off with a warning. But like, I almost went to jail behind that shit or got kicked off. Like,
Yeah.
Cause like they got jails on servers and everything. You gotta sit in that bitch for an hour, some bullshit like that.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Like, so the server is basically like you have to role play. They're very strict on it. If you break the rules, you have to go to a school to be educated on how to role play correctly. And you know, if you watch on these reels, like these Instagram reels or TikTok reels of these servers, it's insane. Like, I seen this guy with his girlfriend on Grand Theft Auto, and his girlfriend got shot in the drive-by, and he's literally like crying in real. You see that video? He's like crying in real life about the situation. Like,
No.
he was going nuts, and I'm like, man, I actually feel bad for this dude. Like, he lost his girl and shit. Like, I'm like, but I feel it though, because the only reason I could really feel it is like, one, everybody behind it always wants to live like another life, right? Like, we all played The Sims and shit like that. Grand Theft Auto, you just took it to the next level now because you have to actually play the character that you're playing.
Then depending on how your server set up, you gotta stay fed. You know what I'm saying? You got real life drink water.
You have to pay money to be there.
Yeah, you gotta literally pay money, but they got the ways for you to make money. Like, I was on Chief Keef server. He got like Amazon on his shit. Like, you can like work for Amazon in his server.
Now, are you talking about make real money or make like game?
Yeah, it's game money, man.
Oh, shit.
role play money.
I bet you people figure out how to make real money somehow, though. Like T Grizzly obviously figured out how to fucking make money off the game, right?
Oh, yeah, by streaming.
Yeah, by streaming and making 300,000 or whatever a month.
I have a question. I'm a big gamer about this shit. So they got these Amazon drivers role playing Amazon deliveries, right? So they got porn
you can go in there. I don't know. Shit.
That would be the shit.
That would be funny as hell. But no, like they had like to where like you can go in there, you can apply for your job, and you be driving around the truck and you just delivering boxes.
Man, it's crazy.
So
like the video game, like in his server and shit, like, are you still in it? Like, you still fucking with it? Like, how does it work?
I haven't been consistent, but I'm still whitelisted. So I got her to start back playing if I get kicked
for the
off.
retaliation.
For that one server, no,
okay.
Nah, that server got lame. Like, it stopped being traffic like that.
I noticed a lot of artists are trying to stream now too, and I'm always like, damn, bro, there's a reason that shit worked for him. There's a reason it's not gonna work for you. Like, I always look at it like, you can't just monkey see, monkey do.
I feel like you gotta have like a hell of a character to actually stream. You know what I'm saying? Because you entertaining people this whole time. So I feel like T won because he was very entertaining on that game. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like he won. But like, it's working for some people. Like, I bumped into my mans that play on the server, and he told me he made about $8,000 a month.
Damn.
Just playing the game.
Just chilling.
And he ain't famous or nothing. Like, he like, shit, I made, if I go on a good month, I make about $8,000.
Man. What's your go-to game of all time?
My go-to?
Get back on the mic.
All right. My go-to, I play so many different games. Probably Budokai still, Dragon Ball Z. And I had it, man. Yeah.
Is there like a league for that? Did they have the events like the game? What's it called, Con?
For Dragon Ball Fighters, but it ain't fucking with Budokai. So for anybody that won't smoke, when this Budokai 4 come out, it's Budokai Tenkaichi 4, Dragon Ball Z. Anybody that won't smoke when it come out is on the flow.
My brother was like a high level competitor in this game called Guilty Gear. It was like they fucking literally would GameCon. What's that shit called where everybody goes and plays the games and stuff? Like the big game event in Detroit. GameCon, yeah, and you compete with like there's like fucking like
they having big prizes and everything.
Yeah, man, like you can really. My brother got like first place and shit. I'm like, this is crazy. You guys are really like what's the other game that has it? Super Smash Brothers has like a huge community for fighting.
Oh yeah, I play it with my kids. I be tearing my kids up. I don't have no remorse for nobody, bro. I don't care if you 2 years old. Don't get on them sticks with me because I'm embarrassed you. I ain't got no type of remorse.
Good, very good. Talk a little bit about how with the scene and the progression of the producers and everything. You know, we had RJ come on and talk about how his impact in the game, and you know, we've had Helluva come on and talk about his impact in the game and everything like that. What do you think your impact has been so far in Detroit music and music in the mainstream as well?
I feel like I definitely contributed to the sound, you know, the culture in itself. I'm definitely for sure one of the flyest producers, like out of Michigan, hands down, and can't no producers argue that. But yeah, like even shout out RJ too. You know what I'm saying? We had our little bumps in the road, but that's my guy. He definitely contributed to the sound, but I ain't gonna say he's 100% responsible. But you know, we gonna give him a pass because he RJ. But big bro Helly, you know what I'm saying? He definitely played a big inspiration in my, not even just my career, but like just the sound overall. Period.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you definitely, you know, it's on paper that you've done that, right? And everybody that you're naming is a huge contribution to the sound sounding the way it is.
Yeah.
And the producers and the artists go hand in hand to move the progression of the city forward.
Yeah.
Now, have you had the chance to work with Eminem?
Yes.
Okay, what was your work like with Eminem?
I didn't work with him like hands on, but I got a song where he rapped on one of my beats. Yeah. It was a cool feeling at the time because it was like, damn. But that was back in like 2014, 13, something like that. And it was like, it was super cool at the time because it was like, damn, arguably one of the best rappers alive just rapped on my shit. Like, so yeah, that was like the feeling of it at the time.
How did the beat get to him?
It was a feature with him, Royce, and my uncle, Trick.
That's crazy, man. And you have so much support from the artists in the city, and then you have the big dogs surrounding you too. You know what I'm saying? The guys who put their foot through the door and really claimed the name of the city and whatnot like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you put in the fucking work at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the mindset for you right now, continuing as a producer and obviously managing with artists too, and helping artists create a pathway?
Keep you know, contributing, making my contribution to the overall Michigan sound. You know, keep locking in. I'm in the process of converting Beat Gang to like a full record label. So I'm about to start signing artists and, you know, building artists up and just snatching up these young kids, man, getting them off the streets and, you know, help them build something.
That'd be cool if it really works out the way you plan, because there are a lot of super amount of talented artists that just need exposure.
Definitely.
Just need that vouch or that chance, you know.
Yeah, but I just want to see the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of people just be wanting a handout, reaching out, hey bro, big bro, fuck with me. First off, I'm not your big bro. I don't even know you. Let me see something. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, it might be, you know what I'm saying? People gotta understand, and then I don't even want people to be in their feelings. So people gotta understand, like, it's a million people that come up to me or that reach out to me trying to get, you know what I'm saying, favors or get me to lock in with them or sign them or take them up under my wing. But I gotta be able to see that work ethic. It's deeper than just the music. I gotta see the work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see that you're actually gonna put as much time and effort into your music as I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit not cheap. You know?
Yeah, you got to look at the proof in the pudding that a lot of the artists that are making a pathway is because of how much they're able to market themselves and how consistent that they're staying. Because I'm not gonna lie, like and people always like say shit to me when I say this, but I mean, the amount of actual talented artists in Detroit and the ones that are like consistent and talented it's a very, very low percentage compared to what it actually seems like it is. There's super amount of talented people that are not consistent, right? And then there's the ones who are consistent. That makes up a very small percentage of what Detroit, how many artists there are actually in Detroit trying to make it.
Right.
But that consistency is what what changes things, because there's a lot of consistent people who are not that good, bro. Like, you got to be really, like, there's a lot of guys who are just like, you're straight. You just worked your ass off to, like, I was gonna say myself, but there's a lot of people, there's a lot of people who just work their ass off that aren't that fucking good at what they're doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the difference with it. You know.
Right. But you, in your way though, you is working your ass off because you done built the platform.
That's what I'm saying. I worked my ass off versus like, but there's some guy who's probably like way more educated and way more understands this and this and this and this and this and knows the whole culture and everything, like, to a vast, like, a high degree, but he doesn't have the work ethic that I have. So that's like where you can separate artists too. It's like there's some artists that work their ass off even though they're not that talented, versus a guy who could rap his ass off but he just stayed in the couch all day.
Right. And I feel like no matter what, you gotta have a work ethic, because you could be the most talented person in the world, and if you don't got the work ethic to go along with it, then what am I gonna do with you? You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't produce, if I like a specific song that you sent me, if you can't produce 50 or 100 of those, then why we even having this discussion?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's work ethic plays a big part in developing an artist.
When you see, you're building relationships with these artists, and I'm sure some of it becomes like more of a family oriented thing and not just business related too. But when you do see, Sada Baby's career and helping build with Skilla Baby, and Sada Baby and T Grizzly not working out together, and then Skilla Baby working with T Grizzly. And to me, it's like always going to be a good thing, no matter if everybody's making money and everybody's succeeding. That's the greatest thing. But when you look at something like that, and you see fans and people, confused by it or whatever, how do you look at it being so close with all those guys?
Like me personally, from my point of view, I feel like, bro, with me, I'm the producer. You know what I'm saying? You can't possibly be mad at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in y'all situation. I'm not in y'all business. I might know, I might not. But at the end of the day, that don't have shit to do with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, as far as the Skilla Baby and the Sada situation with T, I feel like it was an opportunity for Skilla, you know what I'm saying, to showcase his skill. Because T is arguably one of the best rappers to come out of Michigan, to me. As far as that wordplay and that shit talk, you know what I'm saying? He's arguably one of the best. I don't feel like he one of my favorites. I feel like that was an opportunity for him to showcase his skill, and the problems that them two had, you know what I'm saying, probably didn't have nothing to do with Skilla. And if he say he's okay with it, I'm pretty sure they had that conversation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he said he okay. I seen the interview. He said he was cool with it. Then shit, ain't nothing else to be talked about.
But yeah, you and Helluva kind of try to be big brothers when it comes to extinguishing things and making sure that things stay cool. Like, I know Helluva was telling me in the studio, if anybody was starting, he would try to make everybody laugh and tell them, something to break the situation and not make it continue to get worse. Especially because you guys are all so close at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Again, prolific, right? With everything you've done, all the artists you helped break out. What are some of the? Even though it's not like a way that I know it's gonna be hard for you to answer because you don't want to be arrogant or whatever. But what artists do you think you popped off or helped pop off?
I mean, there's
no way to not be
countless.
cocky.
Like, no, not see it.
But like, just now, for real though. Like,
right.
you've helped people, right? It's proof is in the pudding.
Right. Shit, Snap Dogg. You know, I helped him to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? It just, like, I still like little bro, but the business wise, it just didn't work out for us. I feel like on both ends, we just didn't know how to separate the business and brotherhood, and there was just certain shit we expected out of each other that, that we didn't meet. But Snap Dogg, Shit, 42 Dugg. Shit, even Baby Money. Shit, Big Money. I did Big Money for him, and he said in the interview like that was one of the songs that helped me get signed.
Yeah.
I mean, he put his own work in, of course, but you know, I tapped in like, bro, you know, we go back. Let's jump back in there and see what we can put together, and see what it come out. You know what I'm saying? How it come out.
Where did that relationship start?
Shit, that relationship started. 2012, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When he was younger, but you know what I'm saying, we was just always cool. Like, it was always love every time I seen him.
No.
Yeah.
Was that like one of the longest spans of like seeing how long ago an artist started to seeing success from them that you've seen while working with an artist?
Yeah, because everybody had their points to where like they might have it, he might have had it back then, but you know what I'm saying, he probably just not started putting the work in. And you know what I'm saying, he just not started being consistent to where he started building a name, and he ended up getting that one song, like the Montclair Bubble. He went crazy with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Then me and Helly, you know what I'm saying, tapped in, hey, we got to get in this bag right here. And, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we got to do our part, you know what I'm saying, to help.
Do producers have like some kind of like screen or some type of app they can see like all their views generated, or like all their streaming generated and shit like that? Or is that like a myth?
No, it's just all would just hit your radar for real. Or
It's all myth, man. Somebody told me that there's some shit you can see where you can see all your shit, like seeing everything.
I don't look at nothing from behind no computer or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I just go off to, you know what I'm saying, what's going on around me, and I just pay attention to that, and I tap in from there if I feel like it's worth my time.
Yeah, man. Is there anything that's been on your mind, man? Is any thoughts you've been circulating, or just on the music tip?
Really just, you know, just staying consistent and just keeping myself working. I just built a studio, Hit House Studios in Southfield. I got my own like compound studio. I got 3 studios. I'm working on the podcast room myself.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do my own show or nothing, but I'm just working on a room, like just, you know.
Make it happen, man.
Yeah.
More podcasts, the better. I feel like podcasts can do what the music's doing, what the producers are doing, what everybody's doing.
Because we need to have those conversations, because a lot of producers, that's another thing I want to touch on too, a lot of producers don't get their credit.
Yeah.
And I know what it feel like, and then even writers too, like shout out to Motown Ty. I told him about to address this shit too. So like, he sung on a song, you know what I'm saying? And he went to an artist, it got put out, his name didn't get put on it. And you know what I'm saying, he only said, you know what I'm saying, he said one word and did some ad-libs, but you still on there, you know what I'm saying? And people gotta understand is like, bro, at the end of the day, for people that's behind the scenes, all we got is our credit at the end of the day. Especially if certain situations you're not even getting charged, or you know what I'm saying? And it's like, all we got is our credit at the end of the day. So people got to be more considerate of the people that is behind the scenes and that's making this shit happen, because you know what I'm saying, that's how we build our catalog and go and get our bag.
Was there ever something that you were a part of that you didn't get credited for?
I mean, it's been a few songs where I probably didn't put my tag on it or something, and I was like, damn, I should put my tag on there. But I had got, you know, like back then I was giving people stems to my beats and stuff like that. Some people would be ignorant and take my tag off, but like as far as now, my name hold so much weight, I might not even put a certain tag on there and then, hey bro, put that tag on there too. Put the Antt Beatz tag on there, or I'll put the Antt Beatz tag and they'll be like, no, don't forget to put the B Gang on there, you know what I'm saying? Or something like that. But no, I ain't never I ain't really been having a hard time, you know what I'm saying, not getting my credit.
Yeah. You build a lot of relationships, man. What are some of the relationships that you do have that you hold very close to you in the music scene?
So I got so many relationships,
man.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like when it comes to even, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna say I'm technically a gatekeeper, but I do make shit happen, and I can stop shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like me and Helluva. They call us the Twin Towers. If I call Helly right now and say, I ain't fucking with Kid L, he gonna be like, fuck Kid L.
You think we should test it out, man? You should call right now and see whose side he has, man.
You want me to call him for real?
You want to test it out? Shit. I'm gonna call him first. I don't fuck with Ant and see what he says, and then you can call him and see what
he's gonna cut to your ass.
He's like, what? I'm never coming on your shit again. No, but you're right though, man. Like continue on that point though. Like you guys hold a lot of weight and what goes on.
There's a lot of relationships I got, like even, you know what I'm saying, with certain radio DJs and club DJs. I just got these relationships, and there's a lot of favors I ain't called in. So it's just like, I can use those favors to make certain, I can either use them to build an artist, or if I want to, I can use it to tear down an artist. Even though I wouldn't tear nobody down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I wouldn't tear anybody down unless like they were on some sneaky ass shit that nobody fucking knew
like
about.
Some post shit, you know what I'm saying?
Like that was just fucking up the game and just like fucking just doing shit with, like if somebody like made like a fucking like a Instagram page and they were exposing all these rappers, but they were making like crazy amounts of money, and I figured out who it was. Yeah. I'm gonna have to tell you, like this is that motherfucker. Like he's the one who's doing it. Because there's like, I'm not gonna say the name, but I did like an interview like whatever not too long ago, and this dude was trying to like expose people, and I'm like, man, you don't come to Detroit trying to do that shit, bro. Because once one person sees that interview, nobody's gonna come on your fucking podcast. Nobody. Now you just kept yourself from the entire Detroit scene when you do some shit like that.
They shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
now ain't nobody gonna fuck with you.
Yeah, exactly. Like that clickbait shit. I think especially with what I'm trying to do with this podcast, like the clickbait shit, I'm trying to like make people realize you don't have to do that, right? Like you can actually have a genuine conversation with somebody, not exploit them, not exploit their career or what they know about the scene, and people are gonna watch. Helluva's interview had like 130,000 views when I did it. Yeah, so like we didn't talk shit about nobody. We didn't fucking like talk about nothing crazy for real. Right. It's just people are genuinely a fucking fan of him. Right. Yeah, and wanted to know what the fuck he's doing and shit like that. So.
Right. Then you don't get to see that. You don't get to see our faces that often. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you hear us more than you see us.
Are you happy with that though? Do you like the amount of exposure that you get? Like, are you okay with it, or do you want more exposure?
It get annoying sometimes, but it also still feel good. Like I can go to certain places, like I can go to certain places and not be fucked with, but there's a lot of places I still can't go without getting fucked with or getting harassed or people running up. You know what I'm saying? So it just all depends on what I'm in the mood for.
When it comes to like you walk into a music facilitated area, like where there's a lot of entertainment happening, right? You're probably gonna get knocked down. But if you go to like fucking a Macy's in Flint, maybe it might not be that crazy.
In Flint?
I don't even think Macy's has.
I don't think that's a good example.
My fault, man. They got Dick's Sporting Goods or something. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they got in Flint, man.
Pause,
I haven't been in Flint in a minute, man.
Man, all right.
I'm just saying that, like, you're talking about music. When you come into the music scenes, it's going to be obviously people knocking down, like, trying to get to you, right? But when it comes to maybe going to, like, a mall or something like that, it's there, but like, it's not, like...
I can't go in Fairlane and, you know what I'm saying, not get noticed. But I can go to Target, you know what I'm saying, and Rochester Hills and be cool.
How you doing Somerset?
It's in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Some people might notice me say something, but it be more conservative.
What about Oakland Mall?
Oakland Mall, yeah, that's Fairlane all over.
Okay, so you can't walk in Oakland Mall just willy nilly.
I can't say that though. It's in the middle because I walked. People would be staring though, and they won't say nothing. And that's even more irritating. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like, I went to Oakland Mall the other day with my son, and my fault. But yeah, I went to Oakland Mall the other day with my son. And it wasn't that bad. Like, we didn't get bothered, but people was staring. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't get bothered for real.
Yeah. Do you want that though too? Like, do you want to be recognized to the point where like it's hard to get places?
Yeah, eventually, because you know what I'm saying. You want to be recognized and you want to be praised for your work. I feel like anybody really want to feel like that at the beginning of the day. Not as somebody that really wants to be low key, but I feel like the more people know about Antt Beatz, it's like the more business or the more opportunities is gonna come my way.
Yeah. You ever see those videos of like Adam Sandler walking around and like nobody surrounds him? It's the weirdest fucking thing. I'm like,
all different. It all plays a part in where you at. People might see you, notice you. Oh yeah, that's just Adam Sandler.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they know it's him.
But I would love that type of shit where like people see you, but like, this is just, you know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
I bet. But like if you're with a rapper or something like that, yeah, it's like there is no room, and then you got to worry about safety and shit. So it's like all that bullshit involved with it too, man.
Man, there's been places I done been with famous artists and they ain't say nothing or even realize
For real.
or nothing. Like, yeah.
Artists get pissed as fuck too. Like, what type of shit is this? Do you know who the fuck I am? But then like if they get surrounded, like everybody back the fuck up. Like it's the bodyguards and shit, like pulling people away. Like it's a hard middle ground for rappers.
Nah, for real.
And I remember when the mask phase was happening and the COVID thing where everybody was wearing the shiesty masks like crazy. That shit was hilarious to me because the rappers still had their chains on. So I was like, motherfucker, we know who you are.
Right.
Like, there's almost damn near no point in you wearing that mask. But, you know, whatever.
Hey, what about the bitches we thought was cold
Which ones?
behind the mask?
Oh, man.
And then they take that mask off, it'd be a big ass disappointment. But you looking at they all up here. You look at that all up here, you like, oh yeah, I know she cold.
You don't even got to do that with the mask. It was just off Instagram, too. Like, you meet up a girl off Instagram and you start realizing, like, this is not what I signed up for at this very moment. You know what I'm saying? I made a video one time of, this time I sent it to my boy Rio. I was like, bro, if I don't make it back from this, just let everybody know I died from trying to get some pussy. And when I met the bitch, I posted it on Instagram, right? Met the bitch, and then later I posted, I was like, I just got catfished. And then, like, she had messaged me like, oh, I catfished you? You think I'm a catfish? I'm like, how the fuck, like, how this bitch know I'm talking about her and all that type of shit? But it made me realize, like, man, these bitches don't know they're ugly. Like, it's crazy. Like, they don't realize they're ugly, but you gotta, like, look, I knew I was ugly when I was ugly. I looked at the mirror one day and I was like, all right, man, you gotta work on some shit. You gotta go to the gym a little bit. You gotta get your hair. You gotta get your goatee done. You gotta get your teeth fixed. You can't just go around not knowing you're ugly, bro. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Am I alone in this motherfucker?
Man.
You gotta know when you're ugly. Nick, you know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
I'm a handsome young man.
Yeah.
Good looking.
You gotta know when you're ugly, man. It's just a part of the game. Like, you can't lie to yourself. Like, fuck it.
I mean, it's your confidence matters the most, though.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what gravitate people towards you.
of course, because I have a lot of ugly friends that get hot fucking girls all the time. It's the way they carry themselves. Rappers get like a fucking key with women for some reason, because I think rappers are the most barbaric form of like entertainers, right? Because like it's really about like a lot of violence aspect to it, a lot of honor code, a lot of street stuff to it. So women are highly attracted to that shit. But you could be a producer that even makes 10 times more money than that rapper, and the girls will still fuck with the rapper more just off of that sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
You could have, it just depends on the situation though, but like you could have the buff song with the diamonds in it, was, you know what I'm saying? And then I can have a fucking paddock on and the female still leave with you know what I'm saying? Because they know what buffs is, you know what I'm saying? They ain't hip to what's, you know what I'm saying, what's on the wrist for real.
Paddocks, yeah.
It could be a plain paddock. Knock about 10 pair of buffs with diamonds in them. They still going with the buffs with the diamonds.
Right.
In the scat pack.
Familiarity, yeah. When Eastside Juan was in here, he had a Patek on, and I was like, what's that, a Rolex? He's like, it's a Patek. And I was like, oh, it must be something cheaper than a fucking Rolex. Like, I didn't know what a fucking Patek was, bro. I'm sitting there like, what? Is there anything you want to promote before we sign off, bro?
My EP, which I'm converting to an album, Trying to See Some, that's out right now, featuring T Grizzly, Dame Dot, Skilla Baby, Motown Ty, GTN Baby Money, and I'm rapping on there.
Okay, shit.
My EP out right now. Well, I'm in the process. I'm gonna drop a deluxe to the EP and turn it to an album.
All right, are you trying to get in trouble with the top 10 artists from Detroit right now for you?
The top 10 artists?
Yeah, for you.
I ain't come prepared for that.
3. What about 3?
I ain't got nothing for you.
5.
Man, he's trying to stir up some controversy.
Come on, man. Let me get one and
then
a
I
half.
can't even put in order if I put, you know what I'm saying?
Let me just get one money without the front, like if it's or baby, without the other half of the baby. Which baby?
Detroit artists?
Yeah, let's talk about Detroit. No, just talk about some artists that you rock with from Detroit at least. Like some that you see. Let's talk about upcoming. We already know they established, but
Well, there's so many, like, it's so many, you know what I'm saying, that I just rock with, like, I don't want to.
You can't, man. Producers can't talk about their tops, right? You can't talk about your top 5 favorite artists from Detroit. You're not allowed to, man, because you lose the bag. Like the bag. I'm not fucking with you. You didn't say my name on that list, bro.
Yeah, man. I thought I was your favorite. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got one for you, so you can't get in no trouble. Top 5 producers from Detroit.
Top 5 producers. Okay, I'll give you a top 5.
Yeah.
Include me or not include me?
Including you.
Include me. See, I don't like include myself. I'm gonna just tell you my favorite producers. How about that?
Okay, bet.
Right now, Helly. John Boy. Stuntman, my brother. It's not order either.
Okay.
Stuntman, my brother. See, my man, every time people ask me my list, like you could say who you produce for, and my mind would just go. I had question marks coming out, popping out my ears. Like they gotta be from Detroit.
Yeah, it'd be better. Or Michigan.
Michigan. Jose the Plug.
Jose's legendary. That's 5, isn't it?
That's 4.
Oh, that's 4.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jose.
You had trouble with 4? I thought we were gonna hit. I thought that was the 5th you were trying to hook up.
Jose the Plug. Who else?
You know, what about Primo and Danny? Do you think they got
I
something?
love Primo Beats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Primo Beats. But like the first 5 pick type shit.
Like I don't know. For you, if I'm thinking about it, I'm just thinking about who do I think's got it right now, like really got it right now, type shit. Where
it's so many talented producers.
there are,
bro.
man, but they're the ones who are actually making shit happen around here. I'm actually like,
It's a lot of them, like
breaking.
really, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of them helping.
like RJ broke so much, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, there's so many people who are breaking, man. Danny G's breaking like crazy. Like people are just breaking, bro. You know who you might be thinking about too is man, what's his name? He was just on the show. He goes to college and shit. He just graduated.
Lee Choppin.
Lee Choppin,
Yeah,
yeah.
he hard too.
Yeah. And then you got the boys that Get First Studio. You know what I'm saying? You got Mike Seeger and shit. You got Chris.
That's a lot.
There's too many talented motherfuckers.
There's so many talented motherfuckers, man.
Last 2 questions I want to ask you. One, for Detroit music as a whole, what do you think something that could be adjusted to make things more of a foundation and help everybody break through more so?
So value your relationships with not just your producer, your videographers, your engineers, you know what I'm saying? Value the people that's behind the scenes because they're the ones that's gonna help you get to where you need to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Give them their credit because in all actuality, like anybody that come up, I did this on my own. Now, let you literally press your own buttons. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do this shit by yourself, bro. Like, it's just impossible. You know what I'm saying? I can't even say, yeah, I did this shit all on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because it was people, like, I built a lot of shit on my own, but through my growth, it was people that was there for me that helped me make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got a big-ass, dumb-ass studio now, but, you know what I'm saying? I had to start somewhere, and, you know what I'm saying? I had needed an investor at the time, like, all right, yeah, you can use this, or, hey, I'll grab you that. You know?
Yeah. And as far as for the producers to just chime into them and let them know, because this has to be the most saturated time in the entertainment industry. You're getting everything from artists saturating it to producers saturating it, videographers, every element that makes music or makes entertainment is super saturated. So for producers, it must be extremely difficult. Everybody's flooding DMs with beats and emails with beats and sending phone numbers and going out there and giving out free stuff and sampling. But what do you think they can do to separate themselves and get themselves to at least half of your level?
don't be afraid to be different. Don't send me no Antt Beatz. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you gotta grind. Like, get out here, find out who having a show here, or you know, who having a show there, or build relationships with other producers. You know what I'm saying? People like me, like Helly. We not no arrogant, you know what I'm saying, people that's hard to get to, or no, you know what I'm saying, or hard to build relationships with. You just gotta have the right mindset when you coming around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And usually, like, I'm a universal person, so I gravitate to certain people. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of producers that's a part of my wing, or, you know what I'm saying, that's with Beat Gang, and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, to all the upcoming producers, just don't be scared to be different. A lot of the beats that got big placements or that helped change my life was beats I probably didn't even care for, or I probably didn't think was gonna go nowhere.
Right. Like Future has a lot of interesting styles of music, right? And how do you design stuff like that when it comes to the mainstream? Like, does it come with a different approach when you're working with the mainstream like that, or are you still kind of going off your own, just fundamentals, you know?
It depends. Like, it depends on the situation and the time, and or who you dealing with, or who you got a relationship with at that time. Cause what you gotta understand is, like, people like Future, he already got his go-to producers. So, and he got his own engineer. So, you know what I'm saying? You need to be like either trying to build a relationship with the engineer that's close to that artist, or the producers, and collab with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's certain producers that they folders, rather your beats can be 10 times better than his, but they folders is getting opened up first because they got the relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they got the name. You know, so
yeah, man.
Build relationships.
Yeah, that's fundamental advice, bro. Man, I appreciate you being a part of this. This is awesome. I've been trying to get you on here for a while. I'm glad you pulled up, learned a lot. I'm gonna have you back on again. Yeah. I feel like the first time I have, you know, somebody new on the couch that, you know, has accomplished so much. There's so much to tell, right?
Yeah.
Can't get it done in the first one.
Yeah.
And I feel like the next time you come on here, we're gonna be able to.
Oh, I'm gonna leave and be pissed off that I didn't think of this to talk about, or that to talk about.
You'll be back whenever I'm
gonna have my list together when I come back.
I have like every year I'm gonna do like 10 honorary spots, and I'll make you so this year you'll be the 5th person. There's an honorary spot, which means whenever you want to call me to come on, obviously whenever you want, I'll kick whoever's here out and get you on the fucking couch. There's only 5 other motherfuckers that had that. Listen, man, I'm about to make this bitch legendary, man. I'm about to make it exclusive, like, you know what I'm saying? But seriously though, man, you got to look at how much you've accomplished and how hard it is to do what you've done, and how far you got in the placements and the songs that you put out. You probably have over 500 million streams minimum with your beats behind it, right? Probably more, bro. 5 to a billion, or in billion?
Probably more than that.
You think you hit a billion?
Bro, my catalog is retarded. Like,
you think you hit a bill?
Man, look, I got over 300 songs on my catalog, and there's still a lot of songs I'm still getting around to register. You know what I'm saying? I done produced hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of songs over these years. So I'm pretty sure I done hit over 1 billion streams.
Billion, damn. Hitting 1 billion streams.
I'm gonna actually do the research though. I'm gonna call my homegirl and see if she can just tally up everything that I got registered right now and see how many streams I got.
Yeah, man, that'd be legendary. Bring back some shit. Yeah, man, but it was awesome having you on. Like I said, I'm gonna get you back on here. We'll probably do another one with you, and then we'll do a crossover with you and Hallie.
Oh, yeah, be hard.
Get you guys both on the couch to break it down for us and shit like that, man. Appreciate you being a part of this. I know this is gonna be one of those interviews that every damn producer from the city and even from across the country is gonna tune into, because, you know, they look at you and they go like, damn. You know, I think one of the ways you know you made it, you can tell me how the moment you knew you made it, but when somebody starts making Antt beats.
Oh yeah,
and type beats on YouTube.
Definitely.
That's how you knew. I knew I was straight. Straight. I'm not saying successful. I knew I was straight when Say Cheese blocked me. That's when I knew I was good. I'm like, so mine was a little more negative. Mine was more like the negative and like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Some people like had the, you know, something cool happens. Mine was that. So that's when I knew I was straight. But for you, what do you think the moment was that you knew, like, all right, I can literally make a living off of this. I'm good, and I feel success. I know I have more to achieve, but I feel success right now.
When I ain't gonna say I knew I made it, but my first time when I knew I could make a living off of it was when I sold my first beat. I was like, oh, I could make money doing this, upfront money doing this. Oh yeah, it's on the flow.
Yeah.
But when I realized, like, okay, I'm him, is when I was able to go in my own pocket and build a whole empire without having to call nobody and beg nobody for nothing. Even I ain't fix my lips to ask nobody for no favors. I went in my own pocket and bought a big ass console with my own pocket and bought hella microphones and get a bunch of Pro Tools licenses. I did it, you know what I'm saying? That's when I knew. I'm like, okay, I got real wealthy nigga problems.
When you didn't have to torrent the licenses is when you knew.
Yeah, yep. I own so many plugins. I'm so proud of myself.
I just started buying software recently. I'm like, damn, man, I can't believe I'm paying $15. I never would have done this before, man.
Right. For real.
MP3 converter? No way. I'm torrenting that shit. It's legendary, man. It's like you built your own thing now. You got your own thing. You can help other people build. Mm-hmm. And that's what this is all about. You build yourself and then you can help other people build.
Yeah. I even helped other people when I still just building myself. That's just who I am.
Yeah. Man, appreciate you again, man. I'm gonna have you back on here within the next few months. Whenever you want to come on. Like I said, you got the keys to the couch, man.
Definitely.
Appreciate you for being a part of this, man. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Low Visuals, Shootings Productions. We're out. Peace.